Let me ask you a question. What is the most upsetting feeling in the world? For me, it's that moment when I know I'm good enough, but when it matters the most, I just can't show it. We're always told to just calm down when we feel stressed. But what if that's the worst advice you can ever get? What if there is a better way to overcome stress and even to learn how to work with it? That racing heart and spinning mind, they're not your enemy. It's just energy. You can raise it, you can lower it down, and you can even have a conversation with it. And in this video, I won't give you another cliches. I'm going to share 3 science-based tools to help you close the gap between who you are and what you're able to show to the world. Hello friends, my name is Mauro Portuguese and I left a high-paying job at a big corporation to move to Thailand and to chase my dream. And no, my dream is not an endless vacation on a magical island. My dream is to live in alignment with my inner voice and to live with meaning. I'm an NLP master, and over the past few years I've been exploring the relationship we have with ourselves, using emotional tools, lifestyle balance, healthy nutrition, practical philosophy, and much more actually, to help people live better lives. And if that speaks to you, hit that subscribe button. Let me tell you the situation that got me into this whole research about stress and anxiety from the first place. I had a job interview for a gig I really wanted in a field I know very well. As part of the interview, I had to give a 15-minute lesson to the recruiters. So I built a presentation, I practiced the talk, and I went in feeling like, yeah, this is definitely mine. Now, sure, here and there I had some fearful thoughts, like, what if it doesn't go well? What if I mess up and they think I'm not a good fit? But those were passing thoughts. And I kept telling to myself that it's fine, how I feel is totally normal. And it is, but we'll come back to it later. Anyway, I prepared a lot, and about 10 minutes before the interview, I started to feel this tension rise. I tried to manage it with some breath work and movement, and it kind of helped, sometimes more, sometimes less. Then the interview started. I began speaking, and I was just about to click share screen on Zoom call. And then, out of nowhere, right before I clicked, one of the interviews said, "Are you nervous? You look nervous." That moment triggered a spiral of self-talk that only made the situation worse. And you probably can guess the outcome. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I know I was right for the role. I just couldn't show it. Stress took over and hijacked my performance. And that's what probably hurt the most. Not that I wasn't good enough, but that I couldn't be myself in that situation. And I know it's not only my story. A lot of you go through this as well. Whether it's job interview, business meeting, meeting new friends, or when you try to talk to someone you're into at a bar, life can be stressful. And in most cases, it's not that you're not good enough. You just couldn't show it properly. So I sat down to study this. What actually happens in our body when we feel stress, anxiety, or social anxiety? Okay, so let's start with basic definitions. Because even though we use these words in similar ways, stress and anxiety are not the same. So stress is like an alarm that gets triggered by something specific. It goes on, and after the situation passes, it goes off. Like the feeling you have a few days before a big test. It kicks in as the test gets closer, and once it's over, it fades away. Anxiety, on the other hand, is like an alarm that's stuck on, even when there's no actual danger. Just the thought itself about the future danger keeps it going. It's like walking around with thoughts like, they won't accept me, I know I'm not good enough, what do I even do now? But actually, it's just you walking in a quiet, peaceful place. There's nothing to be afraid of right now. And social anxiety or social stress is a subcategory under anxiety or stress. And it usually comes up around the social judgment, like what people might think of me. It sits on a spectrum. Momentary stress, right at a crucial moment. Performance anxiety, leading up to something important. And full-blown social anxiety, ongoing fear that leads to avoidance. In the next upcoming videos, I'm mostly gonna talk about momentary and recurrent stress, not chronic anxiety, at least not for now. But it is important to say this, untreated stress can turn into anxiety. So dealing with stress at the right way can actually prevent anxiety. So let's start with a question. Why do we get stressed in situations involving other people? Because the moment there is a possibility of being judged, Like in a test, competition, job interview, or public speaking, there is a fear of being evaluated negatively. There are two layers for that, internal and external.
Internal means the doubt in our own abilities. Am I really as good as I tell myself? What if I'm not that special? External is the fear of negative evaluation. What will they think if I fail?
According to experts like Dr. David Rosmarin, Dr. Andrew Uberman, and Steve Magnus, feeling stress is very natural and even positive thing. In moments of performance or moments of stress, our body releases adrenaline, which makes us more driven, more focused, and more alerted. So stress in the right doses makes us better. Over time, it even builds resilience. And here's the thing. In certain moments, I really don't care about resilience or building resilience. The only thing I care about is to be able to show up. That's it. So here's the main difference between people who manage their stress and people who don't. That inner voice translates what we feel into something positive or into something terrifying. Shaky hands, dry mouth, flat breath, those are just sensations. Those feelings don't mean anything by themselves. But the voice in our head, it says, shit, I'm nervous, I'm gonna fail, they're gonna see me, I'm shaking, oh my god, I practice so much, why am I shaking so much? And the moment we believe that voice, we start spiraling, we crash, and our performance suffers. And that's the key, how we interpret this voice, whether we can or cannot control this scared voice in our head. And the truth is, there are ways, very effective ways to do it, and they fall under two categories: real-time tools to manage real-time stress, and preventive tools to build resilience over time. And in this video, like right now, we'll talk about real-time tools. On the other videos, on the next videos, we'll talk about preventive tools. And I'm telling you, these tools work, seriously. So, 3 things you can do right now in the moment to lower the intensity of stress enough so you can function.
Tool number 1. Physical sigh. First, you take a deep inhale through the nose, then a second short sip of air, just to fully inflate the lungs. And then a long, slow exhale through the mouth. When we are stressed, our breath becomes shallow and part of the lungs start to collapse. That second breath reopens them. And the long exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you slow down and feel calm. Even 1 or 2 of these breaths can calm you down very easily.
But you need to know, it's not going to erase stress completely, but it will take the edge off. And sometimes that's all you need to perform. And there is one note I wrote to myself here, so let me read it to you. Don't do it near water. If you have any medical condition, check with your doctor first.
Tool number 2. Dilated gaze. Widen your sight and get out of the tunnel vision. When we're anxious, our field of vision narrows. Everything feels sharp, tight, and constricted. Our eyes lock onto one point as if your survival depends on it. And sure, that can feel like focus in some situations, but if you're trying to reduce stress, it only makes things worse. So what helps? Doing the opposite. Lift your head, look around, notice the whole room, the lights, the shadows, and the movements, without focusing on any one thing. Just notice. It's called a dilated gaze, widening your field of vision. And when you do it, your brain gets the message, nothing dangerous here. You can let it go.
Let me tell you how I practice this tool on a daily basis. When I work out, I usually do Muay Thai here in Thailand. My heart rate can get very high. While it's at the peak or near to the peak, I'm taking a step back and I'm trying to open my gaze. Just like that, not like an interview or something like that, like on a physical activity. And after, 30 seconds, I can actually feel myself relaxing, like getting to a relaxed state. And you can try it for yourself. During your next workout, consciously focus on your sight. You will notice that you experience tunnel vision by default. So try to open your gaze and see for yourself how it feels. And of course, the only reason you should try it while you're working out is to try the tool in a lab setting to see how it feels and what effect it gives you. You don't want to calm your body on a regular basis while you're working out because stress while you work out is considered positive.
Tool number 3. Stop judging your anxiety and start listening to it.
And this one is big, because potentially it can make a huge difference, but it's not always easy to apply in the heat of the moment.
David Rosmarin, one of the world's leading experts on anxiety, offers a different approach. Instead of fighting anxiety or trying to defeat it, try asking it questions. When you feel it come up, say, "Oh, okay, there's anxiety here. Interesting. Where is it coming from and what is it trying to tell me?" Don't rush to calm yourself and don't tell yourself to relax.
Honestly, I never seen anyone calm down because someone said, "Dude, relax." Never happened. It usually does the opposite. Saying relax to yourself only add another layer of self-judgment, and that's exactly what ruins performance. This tool takes practice, but eventually it will change your inner dynamic. You will be less afraid of your thoughts and feelings, more aware of them, and less controlled by them. And that's the biggest difference between collapsing under pressure or performing with the pressure. So those are the 3 tools for handling stress in the moment. Try them out in a lab setting and see what happened. In the next episode, we'll talk about preventive stress tools. How to build up your tolerance step by step. So next time you face a stressful moment, you're stronger, calmer, and more ready. So don't forget to let me know down in the comments what worked for you and what didn't. Do it, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.